Hi friends, welcome to A Guru channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about statistical analysis of random errors. Generally, in the previous video, we have seen the different types of errors. In that, for random errors, the sources are unknown. These random errors occurs with unknown sources. So these also call it as residual errors. So these cannot be avoided, but we can measure the value of a random error and we can apply the correction factors. That random error can be measured by using this statistical analysis. Using the Gaussian distribution curve, we will calculate the probable error of the random error. So for that, we have to calculate the following terms: arithmetic mean, deviation, and average deviation, standard deviation, variance, and then we can calculate the probable error. So this is the our Gaussian distribution curve. So like that, the number of readings are taken. So those number of readings are plotted like this. Here the x-axis is the number of reading taken, and y-axis is the value of the reading. So we'll start here. Statistical analysis of random error. So when a number of multiple sample readings are taken experimentally, there is scatter of data about some central value. Nothing but if you are measuring a value repeatedly, so then we can have the different values which are nearly some center value. So that can be represented by using a curve that we will call it as the histogram. So here we can see the y-axis represents the number of observations and x-axis is the reading value. So here, so we are measuring a value of 100 amperes or 100 volts. Okay, so that we are getting the 100 amps 19 times. So like this 100 amps is 19 times, and 99.9 amps 12 times, and 100.1 amps 11 times, 99.8 4 times, 100.2 3 times. Like that we are getting the true value in maximum times and the other value. So here this deviation is because of the unknown sources. So this we will call it as the random error. So that random error we will calculate by using this statistical analysis. So for that, first we will calculate the arithmetic mean. So this is a simple mathematical analysis. As we know, arithmetic mean is nothing but the number of readings, sum of the readings divided by number of readings. So the readings are represented with x1, x2, x3 and so on, xn, and n is the number of readings. The arithmetic mean is equal to sum of the readings divided by number of readings. And the second one is deviation. So deviation is nothing but the deviation is a departure of the observed reading from the arithmetic mean of the group of the reading. So first we will calculate the arithmetic mean x bar, and what is the difference between the observed reading and the arithmetic mean. That we will call it as the deviation. So deviation of first reading is first reading minus average value. Deviation of second reading is second reading minus average value. Like that, deviation of nth reading is nth reading minus average value. So it is the departure of the observed reading from the arithmetic mean. The next one is average deviation. As name indicates, it is the average of deviations, and the formula is sum of the absolute values of deviations divided by a number of deviation. So here we will not consider the sign whether it is a positive or negative, we will check only magnitudes. So that's why it is sum of absolute values of deviations divided by number of deviations. And the standard deviation is the square root of, it is the square root of sum of individual deviation squared. We will square the individual deviations and we will sum the individual deviations divided by number of reading. It is the square root of sum of individual deviations squared divided by number of readings. d1 square plus d2 square and so on dn square. This is square root of sum of the individual deviations squared divided by the number of readings. If the number of observations are greater than 20, we will take that number of readings as it is. If the number of observations are less than 20, we will use this formula. We will take in the denominator, we will take n minus 1. The standard deviation is square root of sum of the individual deviation squared to the number of readings. If the number of readings are greater than 20, we will take as it is. If the number of observations are less than 20, we will take n minus 1 readings. And finally, the variance is nothing but it is the mean square of deviation. It is the square of the standard deviation, or we can call it as it is sum of individual deviation squared divided by number of deviations. So here also we will take, if the number of observations greater than 20, we will take as it is. If the number of observations are less than 20, we will take n minus 1. And finally, the probable error is, the probable error can be calculated from the Gaussian distribution curve. The probable error is equal to 0.6745 into our standard deviation. So here, so this term is the standard deviation, square root of sum of individual deviation squared divided by number of readings. So probable error is equal to 0.6745 into our standard deviation. So this formula is derived from the Gaussian curve. So here the probability of the reading can be more in this area. So that area is 67.45 percentage of sigma. So 0.6745, almost 99% of readings lie in here. So that's why the probable error will be given as 0.6745 sigma, where sigma is the standard deviation. So for calculation of standard deviation, we started from arithmetic mean, then deviation, average deviation, and then our standard deviation. So here in some of the problems they will ask the standard deviation of the mean. So the standard deviation of the mean is equal to the standard deviation divided by square root of n. So here also the same thing. If the number of observations are greater than 20, we will take as it is. If the observations are less than 20, we will take n minus 1. So now let us see the statistical analysis with an example. So the following 10 observations were recorded when measuring a voltage. So those observations were 41.7, 42, 41.8, 42, 42.1. So like that the 10 observations are given. So here, so we have to calculate the probable error of the mean or probable error. In order to calculate probable error, we have to calculate all the things. So starting from arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is sum of the readings by number of readings, that is equal to 41.97 volts. We will sum all the readings divided by 10. And deviation. So deviation is, it is the difference from the arithmetic mean. So nothing but d1 is equal to x1 minus 41.97. So here x1 is 41.7. So deviation d1 is equal to 41.7 minus 41.97. So minus 0.27. So deviation 2, d2 is equal to x2 minus your average arithmetic mean. x2 42 minus 41.97, that is positive value. And d3 41.8 minus 41.97, that is minus 0.17. Like that we will calculate the deviations d1, d2, d3, d4 and so on up to d10. So in order to calculate the standard deviation, we need individual deviation squares. So that's why I have calculated the individual deviation squares here. So d square, all d squares are d1 square, d2 square and so on, d10 square. And then the standard deviation is, it is sum of individual deviation square divided by number of readings. Likewise, so here the standard deviation is 0.21 volts. The data is considered to be a set of infinite readings. So however the number of readings only 10. So that's why we have to take n minus 1. So then the standard deviation is square root of sum of individual deviation squared divided by 9. So 0.22 volts, that is the standard deviation. And the probable error is given by 0.6745 into sigma. So 0.6745 into 0.22, that is 0.15 volts. And the probable error of the mean is given by, it is the probable error divided by the standard deviation root of n minus 1. So 0.15 by your 9, that is 0.05. So from that what we can calculate is, we can calculate the probable error, that is 0.05 volts. And finally he is asking about the range. So range is nothing but simply it is maximum value minus minimum value, so that is 0.8 volts. So this is how we will do statistical analysis of a random error. So because the random errors are unavoidable errors because the sources are unknown, that's why we will calculate the magnitude of the error and we will apply the correction factors. This is how we will calculate the probable error. Thank you. Thanking you having your time.